Hello, my name is Abhishek and you're watching this podcast. Today, here with me, I have Hubert Gagnon, and Hubert is a practitioner of Tai Chi. So, Hubert, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, well, I started Tai Chi when I was 22,
Okay.
back in 1976. I was then studying at university in engineering, and then I did some design and did a career in design.
Okay.
But all throughout, I kept learning Tai Chi. My teacher in Toronto, Master Moy Lin Chin, a truly great master that taught us what he could
Okay.
with the talent that we had.
Yeah.
And all these years never stopped. Okay,
Wow.
I was also helping teaching classes as a volunteer for many years, and recently I took my retirement from my job, and I started to teach Tai Chi in centers like this one,
Amazing.
teaching in community centers, mostly to older people during daytime. And just the idea is to help people get active, stretch, relax, enjoy the company of others, and try to improve their health in a meaningful way this way.
Absolutely, perfect. Yeah, thanks for the introduction, Hubert. So, basically, there's so many questions people ask about, what is Tai Chi? And why, you touched a few points here and there about health and fitness and being active. So is it Tai Chi, just for physical fitness? Is it form of defense mechanism, like how we have the major players in the market, if I have to say, like Taekwondo, Jiu-Jitsu and everything. So is it something similar on the similar grounds, or is it something only just to stay active?
Okay, so you could say that Tai Chi is a discipline that is originally a form of martial art. Okay, so to be able to do martial arts, you have to be, I'd say, very fit.
Very fit, yeah.
And so stretching and getting strong was very important. It's also based on, you probably heard of Judo being the way of, you're more familiar with that, where by yielding to your opponent, you're able to defeat it. Well, Tai Chi works very much the same way. And so in terms of martial art, you develop skills where you use the force of your opponent and so on. However, the way it is taught throughout the world now is mostly as a life skill, as a way to maintain better health through these exercises. Can be, as you'd probably experienced earlier,
yes.
it's quite a bit of stretching, reinforcing your legs, get better balance, and so on. So this way, improve your circulation and so on.
So I was actually planning to come there, like. Thanks again for letting me try the workout.
Yeah.
It felt amazing. I'm in most of the lower body.
Yeah.
I think I've never used it before, even though I'm so active, but I could feel tension between my legs.
Yeah.
And the way you asked, the exercises were to open your
hips.
Yeah. So it's like abductors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're basically abducting it, and like,
Yeah.
And it was like amazing. I'm like, as soon as finished, I was telling Felix, how these were actually. I've never felt this. Like, maybe I'm super active. I'm a pretty active. I have a pretty active lifestyle. I do gym and everything. But this was a different experience.
Yeah.
So coming back to that question is like, is it only limited to certain age, or like people of certain age? Because as far as I've seen people, they're only people of plus age, if I have to say 40 plus, 50 plus.
Yeah.
I have never seen people who are of younger generation. Is it not the way, it's practiced or practiced or practiced, or is it limited to certain ages?
No, actually, my own teacher started when he was 14.
Okay.
He had been a sick young person, when he was a child, and so on. I met his sister in New York, and she told me when he was young, to go to school, she had to carry him on her back.
Oh wow.
He was not very healthy. He would cough up blood, and he was probably having one of those. We don't know what disease he had because he was never diagnosed in the Western tradition. And so we don't know, but he was a sickly young boy, unfortunately. And in those days when you didn't have much money and you were sick, you brought the children to the temple, and there were some older people experienced. Some were practicing Tai Chi, some were just chanting at the temple.
Okay.
So he started doing that, chanting. Yeah,
Okay.
chanting the sutras at the Buddhist temple.
Okay.
And then starting Tai Chi later on, not too long after, and stretching exercise.
At the temple, he started learning, practicing.
The Buddhist temple. Yeah, and it's actually it's a temple where they taught the three traditions of China: Buddhism, Taoism, and the teachings of Confucius.
Okay.
So he just basically chanted with the other people, which probably reinforced his breathing, his lungs, and he did some stretching exercise, and he learned Tai Chi. Later on, he met a great teacher called Leon Tsepang, who lived first in Shanghai and then in Hong Kong. So when all these guys moved to Hong Kong, he started to learn from these people, and he developed great skills, which he later was able to teach us. His main goal in his life was to gain health, but at the same time he was learning from people who were interested in martial arts, so he developed these amazing skills as well. It was very strenuous, very hard workout. Not like what we did today, like way more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
More.
I could imagine.
Just like people who would learn martial arts, they learning jiu-jitsu or so on. They go through rigorous training. Okay. And we don't see as much of this. And now in schools today, there are some people who are teaching Tai Chi a little bit that way. But this is not the focus of what I'm doing. I'm doing this mostly for health benefits.
Okay.
So you don't have to be maybe as you don't have to train maybe as hard as some of those guys used to do. The idea behind the health in Tai Chi is that when you practice slowly, you move, you do these gentle stretches, you calm your mind. And by calming your mind, you're able to relax your body. And as your body relaxes, your mind relaxes even more.
Yes,
okay, so
absolutely.
It's like a gentle encouragement.
I mean, you talked about flight and fight and versus the calm
So
state.
instead of spending your day, the time you're doing Tai Chi, instead of being in the fight or flight mode, anxious, overly stressed.
Yes,
Stress is good for life, but this is most of the time we're overly stressed and not concentrated. Where our mind is everywhere. Okay, so now you spend time to focus on one thing. You do the move. You focus on your body. Make things bright. Stretch gently, and then that will regulate your breathing. You will regulate your body. Your mind will start to calm down, and then generally what happens is that your body starts healing by itself slowly. Whatever it needs to be. There.
So. Sorry, you were saying something?
Yeah, well, it's not a panacea. They probably won't cure the cancer. I'm not claiming that. What I'm saying is that if you put yourself in this condition, you have better chances to maintain a good health.
Okay.
This, in a tradition of Chinese tradition, there's the idea of balancing all the parts of your life. So to maintain good health and have a meaningful, happy life, you have to have good relationship with your families and friends. You have to have a job. You have to be involved in your community.
Eating
you
healthy.
have to have a house. You have to have good food,
good
exercise,
lifestyle,
fresh air.
Absolutely.
Okay, your environment has to be you say
Neat and clean, if I have to say, a little balanced. Yeah.
And so this is as much important
Yeah.
as the food you eat and the exercise you make. So the whole thing is important.
Yeah.
So
I think sometimes people just focus on one thing
Yeah.
and forget about other thing and like, okay, this is not working.
No.
But at the end of the day, you're not taking care of everything that
Yeah.
needs to be taken care of, because you never know what's causing you stress or what are the stresses, and you're just focusing on one single thing and trying to eliminate that. But at the end of the day, you're not satisfied because you're not actually taking care of everything.
that's right.
Yeah.
So you need a balanced life, but you also need a busy life.
Yeah.
You want to get involved, right? You want to do things. You want to get involved with people and so on. So it's not doing nothing.
Yeah,
Okay, you probably
like
heard of that.
Empty mind
Yeah.
is the devil's
The
workshop,
idea
like.
of not doing in Taoism is not to do nothing.
Yeah.
It's to do things naturally
Yeah.
without forcefully
Being
doing,
pushed, being pushed
forcefully
for-
doing things.
Yeah.
You prepare the ground, you do the work,
Yeah.
and things accomplish themselves naturally without overstraining, yourself and the others, and the tensions between people and so on.
Yeah.
So accomplish things more naturally, and that's all about balance.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing is what my teacher told me is that before the age of 40, you do Tai Chi to learn how to live. Okay, basically,
Sorry?
learn how to live.
Okay.
So live, as I said, in a balanced way.
In a balanced
Cultivate life in yourself. Make yourself healthy by this rigorous exercise. And stretching. He had us do a lot of stretching when we were young. Okay, and do hours and hours of training. Okay. And so you learn to train your body, how to be strong, healthy.
Yeah.
But he also taught us how to behave with other people. He would sometimes correct people, says to tell them, this is not the way you talk to each other.
Like practice manners, practice
the way
social
relations.
Yeah.
He made sure that when young people came to him, because in those days when we started, I started young, and all the people who were with me, most of them were young, were my age. It was in the 70s. It was kind of new to Canada. There was not that many Tai Chi before that, and it was like maybe something new to try. So all the young, open people wanted to try it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he had lots of young people, lots of energy around, and he wanted us to learn about. Make sure we go to school, finish our university program, get married, have a family. Like for him, all of this was as important as Tai Chi.
Tai Chi, okay.
So live a balanced life is a way to have a meaningful, rich life and a healthy life. Okay, so you can't just isolate
one thing. Yeah. So
the other thing I was going to say is that after 40, he says you do Tai Chi to learn how to die.
Okay.
It's basically he never explained it.
Okay.
Okay, but basically it's to learn how to let go.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, because eventually you have to let go everything.
Everything.
Everything has to go. And I have recently the memory of somebody who told me the story of how their sister died and hanging on to life to the last moment, not wanting to life, being very angry about the situation. And it was not pleasant for her and for anyone. And the idea of letting go at the end of your days, I think is an important one too. So to learn how to let go in everyday life, gently, with this, what we do in Tai Chi, just to relax, let go, and make the movement be natural and let it happen rather than do it. Is a physical, a way to express, to manifest in your own life what it means to let go, right? So eventually we all have to let go of that.
Absolutely. The reason I said wow when you said let go, because even on my previous podcast, I generally talk about this. So I've learned Bhagavad Gita and I've got inspired from there.
Okay.
And there's a version or there's a chapter there which talks about letting things go. Detach from having an attachment.
Yeah.
So that's an important aspect of a healthy life, if I have to say. So any sort of attachment would give you nothing but agony and pain. And if you're more attached, you would, you would have, or you would go into that depth of, sadness and whatnot, because you're still waiting for someone for your happiness, or any sort of it. Or, if you keep anger, not letting it go, that's also probably you're keeping that anger for someone else, but that anger is hurting you in some way. So letting things go, that perception, and the way it was expressed in Bhagavad Gita is like, it's amazing, like what you have actually talked about.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to bring that point, like what people are probably not looking at this particular age is this, like, they're holding on to things and never letting it go.
Well, what's nice about this type of exercise that I'm doing, it's not it's quite unique to Tai Chi. We teach many forms as well. We teach Liuhebafa, which is a tradition parallel to Tai Chi, which has the same kind of principles and so on. And there's many other types of forms like this who teaches the same idea. Now, letting go in a physical form is like a manifestation of a potential that you have inside. It's nice to talk about letting go, but if you can't manifest it physically in your life, it's really hard to understand what it means to let go. Let go of anger. Yeah, you can start to learn this, of strong emotions. But it becomes much easier if physically you are letting go.
You are letting go,
and so it has a direct, a direct experience in your body of what it means to let go.
Yeah.
And so letting go becomes easier. Letting go of strong emotions, not to hang on to anger and so on.
Yeah.
Or even, if you're happy, okay? You get happy, you have it's a joyous day, you have fun with your friends.
Yeah.
Don't hang on to that either.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
you'll have
every
to let
moment.
go.
Every moment stays for a bit, but enjoy that and don't.
And
cling
let
on
go.
to it.
And then another moment comes. It's sad.
Yeah.
Okay, you live it and then let it go.
Yeah, it's
okay?
just a moment. It would pass anyway. So don't stick on to that moment. Yeah.
That's right. Doesn't mean not to feel anything. On the contrary, you have to feel everything. It's your life. You feel everything. But the idea is not to hang on to everything.
Hang on to everything.
It's like, that's the idea.
That's an amazing
it goes
point.
deep. It's, this generation who has a phone, always a phone in their hands, are constantly in need of distraction.
Yes.
And this is a form of not letting go. You're attached
Stuck onto it.
You're attached to being constantly stimulated by something that is outside of you, and then when you don't have it, you miss it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a sad thing, that if you're able to let go physically, maybe you can also let go of other things. And may say, well, do I really need this? Maybe you can. It's a practice of letting go of things that make you a slave.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
Okay?
Absolutely.
So it could be many things, but being a slave is not being free, right?
Yes.
You're a slave of something.
Yes. I mean, I think there are a few people who have already identified that they are going towards this direction, and they didn't want to. So they've started to try to be minimalist in the sense, I'm trying myself. So I'm trying to be minimalist in perspective of not getting attachment to materialistic things, right?
Yeah.
So if you're attached and that value brings you happiness, then that's definitely not. I mean, it's not just about happiness, but it could be anything: peace, mental peace, happiness, sadness, or whatnot. Could be different perspectives, but if it's getting you, if you have to seek it elsewhere or externally, then it's not the right thing for you.
Yeah, everything you need is in your immediate environment, and of course you see that you're connected to everything. One of the Tai Chi lessons too is that it's the way to connect the whole body and move as a whole. The idea is when I move my hand, I feel it in my feet. Okay, everything interconnected, and all you need to do is a slight little stretch. Okay, and you move one hand, and it starts to move inside. Okay, and starts to connect to everything else. So being connected, but not just to your own body, but mind and body connected. Then yourself connected to the others. So when we move in Tai Chi, everybody's together, try to be timed in the same time. So you look around and you
So it's sort of an energy throughout the room.
So yeah, because it creates a harmony around the room. So the atmosphere in the room changes because everybody's moving together in a harmonious way. There's no competition or anything, but it's kind of trying to be together and then move together. It's like a meditation together, if you want. Everybody's focusing, doing it at the same time. And that teaches you to be aware of your surrounding, of others, be mindful of not just yourself, but the environment. Okay? So that's in the direct practice of letting go of yourself. Just let yourself melt into that group, be part of the environment of the others. And so it's a kind of learning also of letting go, of being there, present to yourself, to the surrounding, to the others, and so on.
Absolutely.
Okay? And this will make your mind calmer, your body calmer, and at some point, I'm doing Tai Chi sometimes, or just watching people and teaching, and I'm just standing and I feel this great joy, just being happy and relaxed. And just this area is being very soft and relaxed, and I just feel happy.
I'll be sharing those videos from the session today, even though I'm not able to perform them nicely because this is the first time I'm actually ever doing it. But I was smiling. I was smiling. I was like enjoying it. I know I'm messing it up, but I'm just trying to keep the flow.
You have talent for this. You should try more.
I loved it. I loved it. I'm like, okay, I'm flowing, but I'm just trying to enjoy. And one more thing I observed, apart from the movement in my legs, like the diaphragm, because you are trying to focus here and here. I could feel that we are actually breathing from the diaphragm instead of breathing from the chest. Like I've been watching so many videos and everything. Like it sounds funny, but we have forgotten how to breathe. We instead of breathing from nose, like the actual diaphragm and nose and then the diaphragm, we're actually breathing from the chest. And that's the cause of the problems, like a lot of problems, even sitting, posture, and everything. So, like, what do you have to say about the diaphragm, because it's actually getting involved?
Well, one of the things we learn in Tai Chi first is to line up your spine, okay, and let the spine stretch. And we stretch in a special way. We call it the move of the dragon. And the dragon is also at the origin of the story of China. Okay, they call the great rivers of China the dragons in a way. Okay, and because it's like a long curve, sometimes straight, sometimes curving. Okay, so the dragon is basically a big spine, and it goes like S form, and then it gets stretched and then go in S form. So your spine is a little bit made like this. It's got a little curve on the top, and then goes like this, and then again, and it tucks in at the end. So to stretch it, you make it straighter. Okay, so your spine becomes straighter. So we do these exercises, lifting our hands and so on, we're pulling ourselves from the top. Okay, lifting the upper. Okay. Now, as we do this, we relax our hips down. So we're letting the bottom of the spine go down, and we're stretching it up. Okay, and makes the spine sort of
elongate.
A little bit
elongated and
And this opens up the middle area. Okay, and opens up the rib cage, and then if you're doing this, it will relax the diaphragm. It will create room for the internal organs. Okay, and actually, when you stretch this way, through the fascia in your arms and legs, it's also linked to the fascia inside the body and the internal organs. And what you're doing this is you're connected the inside of your body to the outside, to your hands. And when you're doing this, you're massaging the inside. Okay. And you're massaging the big muscle here in the diaphragm. And as you stretch, the different stretch we have, you're able just to let go the bottom. Okay. You relax, you drop towards the ground, you anchor yourself as you're stretching out and up. And that makes the whole body open up and relax. And open up and relax. It's kind of a breathing, if you want.
Nice.
Which is not linked directly to breathing air, but it's kind of a kind of a movement that pushes circulation up and down, and up and down. And so as we do the moves, not only the breathing improves, but the circulation
also improves.
Circulation is being pushed up and down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the reason I talked about this diaphragm thing is because I had sensations when you actually do like a breath work.
Yeah.
I had those similar sensations.
Yeah.
My hands were like tingling.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I could feel, this is probably it's a shorter session, but I was breathing actually through the diaphragm.
Yeah, but it's not just not breathing.
Yeah.
It's also the timing of stretching your arms.
Uh-huh.
It's basically pushing the circulation to the extremities. Okay, and so what you're feeling sometimes is partly breathing, but it's also the effect of the move. If you time it right, it pushes the circulation all the way to the tip of your fingers and then pulls it back. Okay?
So that's the reason probably I was feeling.
Yeah. It's like when you go out in the cold.
Yeah.
Okay, and you come back and your hands have been too cold for a while, and when the circulation comes back, you feel this tingling. Okay, so that's the circulation coming back. And that's the same kind of feeling. Okay, of your circulation. You feel that it's pushing through areas which are not maybe quite irrigated.
In general life. In general life.
Now I used to have these feelings in my fingers. Okay, when I started Tai Chi, the first few years. Now not anymore.
Okay.
Never. Okay. Except sometimes when I'm really warmed up, I feel when I'm pushing out. Sometimes I feel a little tuck.
Okay.
Like something pushing from the inside. On my fingers, when I reach the extremity of the move and I'm about to come back, I feel tuck at the end of the fingers, as if the circulation's been pushed.
Okay.
And then it hits the extremity and it goes tuck.
But I did feel strong. I wanted to ask you about this, but since you've already explained. So coming back to your own point, you mentioned you started at an early age.
Yeah.
And I want to just go back to the same question. Yeah. Is there a specific age limit for this?
No, actually, I think it's, we have some younger people starting the Tai Chi. Sometimes they don't stay. I think it's because they're surrounded by older people, because mostly, and then maybe they don't find a social kind of environment that is. It doesn't mean that none young people, because I have some students are quite young actually. But most of them are above 40,
that's
45 years old.
But I felt the energy was pretty good today, and it was more welcoming. Yeah. So when I was there, I was actually enjoying it. So.
Well, actually, some of my best classes are seniors, actually, because first, it's like they have nothing to prove. Yeah. They're having fun. Yeah. They laugh all the time. They're there for fun. Okay. Yes. They're enjoying themselves. And the atmosphere is very relaxed, and I enjoy it a lot. Mm-hmm. I mean, teaching seniors is great, and being with people of my own age and older.
But I could see all the smiles, people enjoying the session actually. So
And then and after a while, you've seen some of them are in their 60s, and they're stretching quite a bit. You know? Of course, there's limitations. Some of them started not too long ago. I had the advantage of starting young and keep stretching most of my life. Mm-hmm. Whereas some of the people started older, okay, and so stretching these deep, long stretches, well, they can't quite do it, but that's fine. Yeah. You do what you can. You still get the benefit. If you get the timing right, your circulation will improve. Your breathing, your mind will calm, okay? Your body will feel better, okay? Now balance, it becomes an issue when you get older. Mm-hmm. And exercising balance with Tai Chi is one of the big things. It's one of the few, scientific study that have been done on Tai Chi in the Western world is about balance. And what we found is there's less older people falling and hurting themselves in the group that have been doing Tai Chi. Okay. And so they had these,
because the movements are slower than
no, it's just that because they do Tai Chi and they get better balance, they fall less. Okay. And because of that, there's less illness due to getting
falling
hurt in your 80s, or 70s.
Yes.
And so this is a big plus, you know, you have stronger legs, more balance. Your sense of your body, your own body, is more of.
You understand your body. Yeah, you understand your body better.
Yeah, so you have more balance.
Yeah.
Your chances of falling is less. So my own great grandfather died because he fell. He was 99. He fell.
Yeah.
He broke his hip. And he died soon after that because he couldn't move anymore, and he got pneumonia, and eventually at the hospital he died. He could have lived maybe another 5 years, who knows? But yeah, falling when you get older is a big problem.
Is a big problem. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, the reason, I mean, since you were talking about age, the reason I was here and we are actually doing this podcast is because of Dr. David.
Yeah.
I went to his clinic and he showed me certain moves.
Right.
I was surprised. He's about 75 years of age, 75.
76.
76, okay, 76 to be precise. And he has so much of strength. He literally pushed me through his diaphragm. And he actually asked me to push him. I couldn't move him an inch.
Yeah.
And this guy is small, 76, and I go to the gym and everything. I'm like, I couldn't move him.
Yeah.
And then he asked me to stand. I stood my ground, and he's like, shh.
Yeah, he pushed you.
Yeah. I'm like, how are you doing this? And then
that's the martial art aspect. Of course, if you practice and you learn how to line up yourself, connect the whole body, move a certain way. Instead of using pure body strength, you use your whole body, and you use it in a clever way. You use it so that your whole body becomes more effective in pushing, pulling, and so on.
It was actually
effortlessly. You can use also the force or the balance or lack of balance of your opponent to throw him down.
Yeah, it was fascinating for me actually, just because the way. Like, I never thought, someone 76 years of age would just push me. And he's like smaller than I am.
Small.
Like, he's like this small, and he's like, shh. Yeah. So that actually brought me here, and he recommended, I speak to you. Yeah. So that's why I'm here. That's why you're talking.
The first thing he shows people usually is how to breathe, how to open up.
How to open up,
open up this area, just breathe better. Yeah. Your breathing should be deep into your body instead of being shallow up here.
Yeah.
The stretching exercise we do in Tai Chi leads naturally to that. In Tai Chi, we don't breathe with the move, with every one. You breathe through the moves, naturally. Yeah. But with time, it gets deeper. The breath goes inside into the lower belly, okay? It becomes soft, and it becomes not noisy, how you say that, quiet. Quiet. When you breathe, it's soft, it's deep, it's slow, okay, and that also has an effect on your mind. Okay?
So I was watching this one other video the other day. So people who are watching or listening to this would probably have to start doing this, or at least practice this. How to breathe normally. It sounds funny, like you have been living your life breathing this way, but we as humans are meant to breathe through our nose, but we tend to start breathing through our mouth, and we never realized that we're actually doing this. So I was watching a video where it says, when you breathe, like that sound even wouldn't be heard. So is that actually that calm, and it makes your entire system calm. So that probably it's a good way for people who are listening to start practicing it. And before we end the session, I always ask my people who I interview that what's one thing that probably they want to change from now on, or at least try to bring a change to, like in the environment, or could be anything. Could be on yourself. Yeah, could be on yourself, or could be on others who are listening to this. Maybe one particular thing that you would suggest.
Well, first we have to be humble.
Yep.
Okay, there's so much that one person can do.
Absolutely.
And I'm just helping however I can, and in community centers around where I live. And I teach the people who want to learn, okay? And I do it as best as I can.
Absolutely.
And what I would like people is to enjoy their time doing Tai Chi and find how it helps their life and integrate the teachings of Tai Chi into their life to make them just better human beings, more, I mean, not better, that's not the right word, just more balanced, more balanced, more
responsible in the environment,
in their environment, and have enough health to enjoy life, well, even as they get older, have enough strength and vitality to enjoy life all, to the day you die. Basically, I'll just do what I can to help. I don't see myself as a big world changer. Just
no, but whatever you're doing it's amazing.
Yourself,
yes, absolutely. Change begins
within
you.
And that's it. So I try to improve also my maybe my practice, my own understanding. I still learn every day. I practice with my brother who started Tai Chi even younger than I did. And we basically do this as not as volunteers, but when I teach at the community center, we rent a room. We don't charge much. We charge enough so we can pay the rent and have a little extra. But the idea is to help people. Help people.
And I would like to thank you for that. I mean, whatever you're doing, you're trying to bring, as you said, you're not a world changer, but I think the change starts with smaller. I mean, if you have to see a change throughout the world, that should start somewhere at least.
Start with yourself.
Yeah, start with yourself.
See what
change
you can do,
begins, and then it goes
the best
on.
You can.
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
And everybody do that, and the world start changing for the better.
So thanks again for whatever you're doing, trying to bring a positive change in people's lives. Especially, I have seen smiles on people's faces today. People who are like 60 plus, 65 plus, and they're still here. That means a lot. I mean, as a teacher, also for you, it's like a gift, because people who cannot, probably, at this age, people are like, okay, I'll just rest at home, I'll not go outside, but they're actually coming to attend your classes because they feel moved with whatever you're doing, right? And the way you explain, the way you teach and everything. So it's an amazing thing that you're doing, and I would like to thank you for that. And also thank you for doing this podcast and trying to help others who are probably looking for a change or trying to start somewhere.
Okay. Well, thanks for the invitation.
Thank you. Thanks, Hubert.
Okay, take care.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.